What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We're back again today, improving my strikers build, not just in solo play but also in team play as well. I finally got all the pieces that I need and the materials. It has been a grind, but we have finally got there. But just before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division videos. Even better, come on over to Twitch and hit follow. I could be streaming live right now, and if you need a community Discord, there has never been a better time to join. You'll find that link down below in the description. And with all that said, let's get started. So last time I did a build, I get a lot of people always saying to me, but I don't like glass cannon, I don't like glass cannon, and that is absolutely fair enough. So I've changed it up a little bit, plus this time I thought, you know what, I will max the pieces and also throw in the ability to be better in a squad and help buff my squad at the same time as well. So first of all, we're going to start off, we're going to be taking the technician, and that is literally because we want the increased assault rifle damage, and you need the linked laser pointer as well, so make sure you take that. Let's head down into the range. I will throw some gameplay at the end and you can see it in action, but it absolutely smacks. It's absolutely brilliant. And first of all, we'll just load it up here as we normally do. And this one is the build for all heroic, all content in the game. I would make a slight change for Legendary. I have posted that video just recently, so do check that out as well. Just to give you even more damage. Legendaries are quite special, you can get even more damage in them. Because I'm using the Police M4 for really quick stacks. And you can see the Heartbreaker stacks just absolutely build up. And because we don't lose them that fast anymore either, it's just a great gun, the Police M4. Because look at how accurate it is as well. There's no spread on it at all. And as you can see there, we're doing some really nice damage. 1.2 mil at the top. So let's take a look at the build. So as I talked about before, technician, because we're using a Police M4, we've got crit chance on the top, we've got some crit chance on the end, and we're also using that linked laser pointer with the sturdy 5.56 mag. This one's damage to target recovered. That's where you want to be at on this gun for sure. Got health damage and assault rifle damage, and with the newer perks, talent, flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. We don't have to worry about the rest of it. They're always pulsed because of the linked laser pointer. So really nice. Next, we're going to take the Kingbreaker. Same setup exactly. You know, chance, and the linked laser pointer. If you just need some extra damage when you're at the top of your stacks, flick to this thing and it absolutely destroys. I'll show you that in just a second. We're also going to take the busy little bee because that gives us 20% extra damage. You know, if we do this, build the stats up, and you know, you get that whole 10 seconds of extra damage just for popping one shot into the enemies. Really nice. Well, as you can see, we'll get to the top now, and we'll flip over to the Kingbreaker. And although, yeah, it's slower, you know, an extra 500k, nearly 1.8 million on a shot there. Really nice. And we've got no team buffs, don't forget, at this point. This is all solo damage as well. So let's flip back to the build. So Legendary, I would always run the Striker's chest piece. That's where that build differs. But like I said, go and check that video out. But I've gone with the combo of Grupo and Seska. We'll look at the mask first because that gives us 10% critical hit chance here. Weapon damage, chance here, damage, and then damage. All nice and maxed out. And then on the chest piece, we get critical hit damage from the brand set bonus, weapon damage, crit hit damage, chance, and then crit hit damage at the bottom. So I've taken Obliterate this time for this because a lot of people said they didn't like glass cannon. You've got options here. You've got a lot of options here. So you could take Obliterate, which is increased total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, and that stacks up to 25 times. And obviously, that's got some kind of build-up time. You could just take Spotter. Spotter would be really nice as well. Amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. So that's an option, but that's got no build-up. But obviously, that is less damage, but it is amplified. So it plays out fairly even. It's definitely a personal point of view, whatever you want to take. I usually take Spotter For this one, I just fancied a change and thought, you know what, I'll try it obliterate, and it just feels good. Or you can take regular glass cannon as well. I wouldn't swap to the perfect piece because it does kind of ruin the stats because it gives us 15% headshot damage. If you're really good at headshots, by all means swap to that. I'm not the greatest, but although crit hit damage and headshot damage, they fall in the same damage bracket in the calculation. They're exactly like for like. So as long as you're hitting the headshots, you'll get the damage and you'll get the same damage numbers. But if you want to swap to perfect glass cannon, by all means you can do. And then we're taking 4-piece striker. We'll look at the backpack because that's got the talent on. 2-piece gives us weapon handling, really good if you switch into the Kingbreaker as well. Rate of fire, again, helping you giving that extra burst of energy, bullet damage with both of them guns that we're running. Striker's Gamble, weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. With the backpack, that actually changes to 1 because of the talent. We only lose 1 stack between 0 and 50 stacks, and we lose 2 between 50 and 100. You can see weapon damage, crit chance, crit hit damage on the backpack, and there, as I just talked about, there's the increase to the 1% damage. If you want to see what I've got on the gloves, I've got weapon damage and crit damage. Knee pads, weapon damage, and crit chance. Oh, we're going to go and change that. I'm missing a 1%. And then we've got weapon damage and crit hit chance here on the holster. Imagine running around with 1% less than what I should do. Just to recap, the chest, critical hit damage, crit chance, and critical hit damage. Pretty hard to get the chest. This is where you're going to probably spend most of your farming time. You need to get a group or chest that rolls crit damage and crit chance natively, and then you can change the talent to whatever you want. Super versatile. I try to do this with all of my brand set chest pieces though, you know, for especially for reds. They're a no-brainer. Get crit hit chance, crit hit damage in the attributes, and then you can change the talent to whatever you want. Again, looking at the mask, crit hit chance, crit hit damage. I like to take the shield because we get an extra skill tier, so although it changes recently, it makes it nice, and obviously the reviver hive for the extra buff. Now if you wanted to look at the stats, you can see I'm at exactly 60% crit chance, 132% crit damage, and 75% headshot damage. We're going to go and change the that roll. We're going to optimize it because the weapon damage numbers will be 1% lower than what they should be, and if you're comparing against your own builds, that's no use. The knees. Imagine I need some cleaners materials. Won't fail me now, materials. Spent a lot recently. Should be really leveling up my expertise, but instead, build's a priority for me.
Always good to see you, Agent.
There we go. Now we're optimized. So then the stats you see, so this is for the Police M4, and that is for the Kingbreaker. Now I did mention before that there is a slight alteration you can make in team play, and some people just make this alteration and run with it all of the time anyway. But that alteration is going to be switching in the Coyote's mask. If you switch in the Coyote's mask, you can see we drop down 4% here on the critical hit chance. Was the critical hit damage the same? Let's just double check. No, so 132 as well on the critical hit damage, and 60 is really where we've got to think about. So 60 and 132, right? So, but if you want to be a bit more of a team player, you could swap down to this, and we go down to, you know, almost 60, and we lose 12% here on the damage. But in saying that, we're going to get an extra 25% critical hit damage if we play at close range, which is going to then take that, you know, up to 145. So that is going to beat out the previous build, although at slower crit chance, you probably will do a little bit more extra damage. But that is playing at close range as well. And then obviously it's going to take it to 135 if we're lower on the mask as well. So let's look at that one there. So, sorry, if we only had 10%, doesn't it? Sorry, if we're at mid-range, we get to 130. So, you know, you are providing a team buff. Obviously, at the mid-range as well, you'll be max crit chance at that point because you will go over. But if you're going to play a team play, I would just switch to this. It's not much of a damage drop. You are going to get some extra spiky damage as well. and you know, 4 people doing with Coyote's mask is going to do more damage than you just running around with your Seska mask on. So it's a nice swap, especially how I've got it laid out. That's why I've gone with the Seska mask in this build, because I can just do a direct swap the mods over, and I'm not having to do that much messing around. So, you know, I can keep this now as my loadout for when I'm playing solo, and if I'm in a team, just swap in the Coyote's mask and give the team just that bit of extra damage. So what we'll do, we'll head over to the Lincoln Memorial. We'll just give it a quick run through. Obviously, it's going to breeze through it. It works great in Countdown. It's just good in all content. I know it's not got the survivability that everybody liked. I do like, you know, as long as I've got my Reviver Hive, I really don't mind if I go down too much. And I just come back up that way. But I know some people don't like that as much. What are these guys doing? Bro. Whoa, another one. So there you go now. So this is real in-game footage now at this point. I am talking over the video. It's not a staged clip at the end or anything like that to make the build look as more OP than what it should be. And the reason I'm doing this is because just exactly now you can see like that could have happened to absolutely anybody. You know, it would ruin a staged video. You're running in and dying. Just because them guys on the left decided to spoil the party. They're rude. I'm not a headshot wizard by any means, but sometimes, you know, at the beginning when you're building them striker stacks, it might be worth actually, you know, firing a few body shots in, especially if you're not going to die. Get them stacks just built a little bit higher. That's why though it's definitely not worth running the chest piece. As you can see now, we would never have even touched the damage talent on the chest piece, and we've done the whole first section.
Signs critical.
As you can see, living life on the edge. But things just absolutely flop over and die, which is what I really like about this build. We'll go the middle way, we'll go balls to the wall. Get some stacks on him. Where's the guy gone? Peek. Oh, just ran out of bullets before I got the crit to finish him off. This guy's watching my striker stacks. Took care of the mini boss, absolutely no problems whatsoever. And there we go. That's probably enough of an example for you to see if the build is actually any good. Like I said, it absolutely breezes through content. It's really good. Thank you so much for watching, agents. Do hit subscribe, thumbs up, and hit the bell for notifications. It really does help me out. Thank you to everybody that has done that recently. Don't forget to come and say hi over on Twitch. And thank you for watching, agents. Let me know what your versions of strikers are down below. But like I said, this is a real sweet spot. This feels really nice. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.